onto some sort of a format, and it had to go to the cloud. And then, as I say, after 30 days, the notice came up that it had disappeared. So it's possible it's somewhere on the computer, may have it, but it would take a bit of searching. But good look for it.
Yeah,
It's a great program.
thank you.
It would be especially helpful these days when we're
I
all
know, I
stuck
thought
inside.
about that.
Yeah, do find that. I just a warning, everybody, we're on YouTube Live.
Good morning, Suzanne and Ron.
Hi, Suzanne.
Hey,
You don't
good
think we
morning.
do anything untoward, do you?
How are you, Suzanne?
Good. How are you all?
Hi.
Oh, I see the kitty cat.
Yep.
Oh, she's going to be here today, I'm pretty sure.
Good, good, good.
But just a reminder, Janet,
Thank you.
also, I'll spotlight you during the opening song, but that doesn't mean that you should start. You'll start after the song's over.
After Ryan's musical. Yes, got it.
Correct. Yeah, okay.
Does Kim know we're on video here? Hey, Kim?
Yeah.
We're on live YouTube.
All right, so I guess it's time to mute if you're willing. We'll help
Yep,
you.
it is.
Welcome, everyone. It's great to have you with us today. Hi, Janice. Hi, Mary Beth. Hi, Suzanne. Hi, Harry. Hi, Ernie.
Good morning and welcome to the Unity of Kanawha Valley Sunday service for November 15th. We begin our service with the lighting of the Christ candle and the ringing of the bell. Rich, if you would unmute yourself and ring the bell, I will light the Christ candle.
What are you doing?
we light this candle and we ring this bell to just remind us that the Christ light dwells in each and every one of us. And now, if you would, repeat with me our opening statement. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, God the good, omnipotent. And take that in for just a moment and sit with the truth of that statement. And then repeat it with me once more together. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, God the good, omnipotent. And now we'll go to Ron and Ryan and Jeff for our opening songs.
Hi, everybody. I'm here with the Masked Marauders, Ryan and Jeff, and we're glad to see you again. Glad to be seen again, and we're going to start off with "Surely the Presence." Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. I can feel his mighty power and his grace. I can hear the brush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. I can feel her mighty power and her grace. There's a holy hush around us. I see glory on its face. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. Number 122. Love is the answer. Love, love, love is the answer. Love is the answer. Love is the way. Love, love, love is the answer. Love is the answer. Love is the way. Joy, joy, joy is the answer. Joy is the answer. Joy is the way. Joy, joy, joy is the answer. Joy is the answer. Joy is the way. Peace, peace, peace is the answer. Peace is the answer. Peace is the way. Peace, peace, peace is the answer. Peace is the answer. Peace is the way. Love, love, love is the answer. Love is the answer. Love is the way. Love, love, love is the answer. Love is the answer. Love is the way.
Oh, thank you, Ron, Ryan, and Jeff, for starting our service on such an uplifting note. For our announcements today, I would like to share with you that the Davis shelter is still in needs of bags and backpacks for the kids who are transitioning from their shelter into homes so that they have something to take their belongings with them. You can call Pam and arrange a time where you can drop these off at the church, or the shelter itself has a nice big bin-like thing where if you take them to the shelter, you can just put them in that bin. You don't need to have any contact with anyone, and they will retrieve them from there. Also, the Spirit of Christmas Unity booklet is available. If you just let Pam know you would like this, the daily reading starts 2 weeks from today, but that starts on page 15 of this booklet. So the first 14 pages have poems and stories, Christmas stories, and it's a great asset to your daily spiritual practice. And then finally, for sojourners, they are needing twin sheets and towels. And just yesterday, I got this in the mail. It's a e-letter, I guess, or no, not an e-letter, but it's like a pamphlet from the YWCA. And in it, they had this sojourner success story. And they brought out that last year, they helped 614 adults and children. And they told the story of one family, a family of 5. The father had lost his job, and they were basically living out of their car. But through the help of sojourners and their job readiness center, they were able to hone their skills like resume building and employment searching and have access to placement opportunities. And so that the husband had worked very diligently. And even though there's a pandemic, with the help of sojourners, he was able to have full-time employment. And now the family have a home, an apartment where they can live. So that just reminds us that by us helping sojourners, we are not just giving a handout, but as it says here, we're giving a hand up. And that's what unity is all about. So I just wanted to share that with you and remind you of the importance and how much good it really does when we help sojourners in the Davis Center. So that's all the announcements for today. So I will turn it over to Scott.
Thank you so much, Janet. I love the softness and the warmth of your heart and the emotion that comes through as you describe that project. Unity of Kanawha Valley itself ties to sojourners and other organizations here in the Valley. So thank you for that heartfelt reminder, Janet. Good morning. Welcome, shalom, namaste, aloha. The light in me greets the light in you. My name is Sky Kershner. I want to welcome you to Unity of Kanawha Valley online. Thank you for being with us from wherever you are. The numbers in the country and in West Virginia are still going up regarding COVID. Thank you for practicing safe distancing. I see the governor is starting to make mandatory masks everywhere, every business, anytime you're outside, even if you're inside in an office space, wearing masks all the time. Thank you for doing your part in loving yourself and loving your neighbor. The mission of Unity of Kanawha Valley is to provide you with a welcoming community of love, acceptance, and spiritual growth. By the way, I'm aware that Thanksgiving is coming up. When is it? In 2 weeks already. And next Sunday, we're going to have a Thanksgiving dessert, a church-wide Thanksgiving dessert. I think it's at 6 o'clock, but we'll be sending out an email regarding it. So please plan on having dessert with the whole group of us. And we're gonna just share in small groups something that we're grateful for from this past year. So if you'd like to join in with that, please do. We celebrate our unity in being alive together, and we affirm our diversity, that each one of us is on our own individual journey of spiritual growth. It's my goal that you feel welcome while you're here with us today, that you feel free to be yourself, and that you feel free to explore some ideas that might be useful in your life. Today, we're going to be exploring the idea of kindness, which is part of our month of gratitude. So kindness practice as part of our month of gratitude. If you want to know more about Unity, you're already online, so you can just check us out after the service. And finally, if you need help, please let us know. We are here for you. Prayer is a central part of what we're about here, so let's do that right now. Would you soften your gaze, or if it feels safe for you, let yourself close your eyes. And you might see what happens if you let a smile come to your lips and to your face. And say silently to yourself, I honor the light in each person. I honor the light in each person, including myself. Including myself. And if you would, give yourself a big yawn and a big stretch. And if you're lucky enough to be with someone you love, put your hand on their shoulder or on their knee. And if you're in the space by yourself like I am, just close your eyes and imagine touching someone you love, looking at them in the eye, seeing their eyes looking back at you. Doesn't matter whether they're not in this plane of existence or not, they might have made their transition. It doesn't matter. Just imagine touching them, looking them in the eye, and saying to them, thank you for your kindness to me and for being with me on this journey. Thank you for your kindness to me and for being with me on this journey. I want to thank each of you for not being at Unity today or not being there today, for being exactly where you are. That's what we celebrate in Unity. We celebrate you wherever you are. Your being here on this Zoom call is part of the world that we're creating today. Every small thing you do, including safe distancing, makes a difference in your life and in the life of someone else. I want to thank the universe, God, the source of all life and love, for another day on this amazing journey. I want to thank everyone who's made this service possible, for Pam and for Blue, for Stephen and our board of directors, Barbie, Jamie, Rich, Peggy, Laura, and Kathy, for Ron and Ryan and Jeff, our masked marauders of music, for Janet, our worship leader today, for Rich, our Zoom meister, and for our amazing prayer chaplains, Sharon and Janet and Kate and Marianne. And for our daily word reader today, David Getman, who insisted when he practiced today that he not give up the message of the daily word. He read another one during practice because he wanted today's daily word to be fresh. And for our junior bell ringer today, which I guess was you, Rich Hopkins, that sounded like a Santa Claus Christmas Salvation Army bell ringer, Rich, and thank you for ringing our bell. It's always good to have someone in your life who can bring that to you. I want you to know that I'm continuing to think of and to go through the member list every day. I think of you every day. I lift you up in my mind's eye, seeing you surrounded by light and by love. And I'm so grateful to have this chance to walk with you on our journey together. And I want to remind you that God is our source. The pen is in your hand, and a new day is dawning for us all. And so with that thought, let's join together in an extended period of silence and prayer and meditation as we take in the beauty of this present moment. So you might notice the sounds in the room. If you're in the Charleston area today, you might notice the sound of the wind outside, the rustling of the trees, the wind chime. You might notice the sound inside the room. You might notice your experience of being alive, of having a body, the way the floor supports, the way your feet and the rest of your body are supported by the chair, the sofa, the bed. You might notice the skin on your body, the temperature in the room. You might notice your muscles under your skin, places of tightness, places of tension, your forehead, your face and jaw, your shoulders and neck. Come away for a moment from the concerns of the day. Go to that secret place, that place within you known only to you. This spaciousness that Jesus called the kingdom within. This is a place of calm and of peace, a place of wisdom and intelligence. A place of abundance and prosperity and sufficiency. A place where all is well and all will be well. A place connected to the reality and the foundation of this world in which we live and move and have our being. This is a place of oneness, a place where we recognize there are no divisions. There is nothing that separates us from our neighbor and from the rest of the world. This is a place of wholeness and healing, of acceptance and of joy. This is a place of forgiveness and connection, reconciliation and love. And this is a place where kindness and small gestures count for so much. The insignificant things fall away and the important small gestures take on a special meaning in our lives. It is from this place that we reach out to anyone, anywhere in any need or trouble. Those living in pain, those living in fear, those who are separated from people they love, those who are struggling to take their next breath. Those who this day will have their final breath in this body. Those who are grieving. And we lift up with gratitude everyone who serves to ease the pain and suffering of another person. Everyone who is there for another, especially a stranger. In big ways and in small ways. And we reach out in our mind's eye with love, holding both strangers and family members in the light, seeing them surrounded by light and by love, sometimes not knowing what to say, sometimes not knowing what to do, but simply to see them lifted up, surrounded by light, surrounded by love, enfolded in God's presence. And for this we are grateful.
The daily word for today, which is in total concert with Sky's upcoming message, is kindness. I flow with divine love as I give and receive kindness. The word kindness triggers feelings of warmth, connection, and love in my heart. I smile as I recall ways that friends, family members, and others have shown me kindness. I feel again the gratitude and blessing I experienced in those moments. Gratitude, love, and a beautiful awareness of connection fill my heart and mind in a remarkably similar way when I remember kindnesses I've shared. The movement of electrons through a wire creates a current, a flow. As kindness moves from person to person, it creates a flow of divine love. Both giving and receiving are essential to this current of love, so I look for opportunities to share acts of kindness. I welcome with a grateful heart the kindness others share with me. And the scripture for today from the book of Micah, chapter 6, verse 8. What does the Lord require of you but to do justice and to love kindness and to walk humbly with your God?
and you can no longer see. Just let my love throw a spark and have a little faith in me. And when the tears you cry are all you can believe, just let these loving arms give them a try, yes you do, and have a little faith in me. 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 And when your secret heart cannot speak so easily, come here from a whisper start to have a little faith in me. And when your back's against the wall, just turn around and you will see that I will catch your fall. Just have a little faith in me. 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 And when your back's against the wall, just turn around and you will see I will catch your fall. Just have a little faith in me. 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 Have a little faith, have a little faith, have a little faith in me. Faith in me.
Wow. Ron and Ryan and Jeff, thank you so much for that beautiful song. Well, a woman in her evening news a couple of months ago, because she was getting married for the 4th time. She had gotten married every 20 years, it seems, or every 10 years. I'm not quite sure how the math works out. The following day after the wedding, she was interviewed by the local TV station, who asked her what it was like to be getting married again. And she shared, as part of her experience, that she was marrying, that her new husband was a funeral director. And the reporter was curious about that and asked about the occupations of the other husbands. And she said, well, first she had married a banker when she was in her 20s. And then when she was in her 40s, she's married a movie producer. And then in her 60s, she had married a pastor. And in her 80s now, she had just married a funeral director. And the reporter asked her, what was it like to marry men with so many different, very diverse careers? And she said, well, I married 1 for the money. I married 2 for the show. I married 3 to get ready, and I married 4 to go. All right, well, put your hand on your heart if you would, and repeat after me, please. This is my heart. Through it, I am connected to my neighbor, to my source, and to myself. I'm learning to trust it in all things, and I am grateful. Amen. Well, today I'm going to be talking about kindness and the importance of kindness here in this month of gratitude. Martin Luther once described all of Christianity with one word, and he said the one word that summed it all up was the word forgiveness. The Dalai Lama, our current Dalai Lama, said something similar, a quote that many of you are familiar with. Kindness is my religion, summing all of Buddhism up and his practice up into one word, the word kindness. The word kindness has an interesting etymology. It has an interesting beginning. It comes to us from the word kin, K-I-N. Kin meaning kin, your family, the people close to you. It means having a friend feeling towards those people who are close to you. If you remember back when language started, it happened back when we were in hunter-gatherer societies. And the word kin had to do with the close feeling you had with people in your own circle, the people who were there to protect you and who you were there to protect, the people who were helping you to stay alive, the people you were helping to keep alive. These are your kin. The word kin, meaning your circle of concern, and have similar roots. In hunter-gatherer societies, you are kind to your kin and you are wary of strangers, because you don't know if a stranger is there to hurt you or to help you. And so this sense of safety that you feel with those people who are in your inner circle. I know this has not been the experience for some of us or many of us, but this is the origin of the word. The word kindness has to do with the feeling of closeness you have towards that circle of people, your kin, who you protect and who are there to protect you. As the word has evolved, and especially in a religious and spiritual context, the word kindness has taken on a feeling that we apply not only to family and those in our own tight circle, but now applies to strangers. In fact, kindness to strangers is probably the hallmark of kindness in our times. The Greeks had this sense that you should always honor a stranger. You should show them hospitality. Why? Because a stranger might be a god in disguise. And as that's translated into our Christian tradition, Jesus is in the eyes of the stranger. That when you do, Jesus himself teaches, when you do this, when you treat someone well, when you treat the least of these well, so you are treating me. There's no difference between stranger and family when we get to, as we've evolved in our species. You know, it's similar to the word like. If you think about it, the word like has this same kind of dual meaning. Like means similar, and like means attraction or a form of love. You like people who are like you. You tend to be kind to your kin. And as I just was explaining, we have opened that up in our evolution to being kind to everyone. This is why we say mankind. Mankind is the idea of a common humanity. And I understand, we've got a sexist word there. I apologize. We're still evolving. Humankind, the word kind, coming from the word kin, being kind, when we have a shared sense of humanity, a shared sense of kinship. If you love the store Kinship Goods like I do, I have a feeling that this is what they're getting at with that term. Kindness, kinship, a natural way of feeling towards others. This idea in the etymology, in the definition, comes this idea that this is the natural way to feel towards others, this sense of friendliness or kinship towards other human beings. Now, I know we have a problem here because
Okay, hang in there just a second. Looks like the wind may have gotten to Sky's service.
Rich, do you want us to talk amongst ourselves for a while?
Janet, it looks like we've lost Sky completely.
Okay.
now I'm back.
Oh, yay.
All you have to do is say, he's gone, and
I don't know that we're going to get him back.
we're having massive windstorms here, and we just had a power surge, so that's what happened. YouTube will be back. Hi, Rich, can you hear me?
Yes, we're getting you intermittently.
Oh, okay. Let me switch over. I'll be right back.
We could go to the offering if you'd like.
No, I'm coming.
We'll be
Can you let me
patient.
in? There we go. All right, am I back? Can somebody tell me if I'm back or not?
Kind of. Speak to us again, Sky.
Not enough, huh? Do you want to go to? Hello? Can you hear me?
I can hear you right now.
Test, test, test.
Okay, let's go forward with that.
Okay. How's that? Can you hear me still?
Yes.
Hello. Okay, good. Where was I? Thank you for staying, for hanging in there. So, yes, so humans aren't always kind to each other, even though we have that idea
Sky, that's
embedded in
very
the word
spotty.
kindness. So what is it that puts on these conditions, these constraints to our kindness? Well, certainly part of it is. All right. Do you want to go to offering? We'll see if we can improve things.
I'm game for whatever you want to do.
Let's do one more thing here. How about now? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you loud and clear at this moment.
All right. Let's give that a try.
Go for it.
And I'll tell you what, let me go outside here. I'll get better reception out here. All right, can you hear me okay?
Hearing you better.
Okay, good. So, wow, you're in the midst of this windstorm. I'll just try to pick it up. So kindness gets lost as we become a civilization. We started institutionalizing some of the things so we don't feel the same closeness, the same pity or pathos or compassion when we see someone living in a difficult way. I loved it when when tears came to her eyes, when she was talking about how meaningful it is that we can do things to help folks at Sojourners. But we lose that along the way as we become a civilization. I happened to watch a portrayal of Hans Christian Andersen's children's story, The Little Match Girl. Hans Christian Andersen wrote some amazing stories, The Ugly Duckling, The Emperor Has No Clothes, and this story, The Little Match Girl. The Little Match Girl is an orphan. She's living in a city. She has no food, no water. She's cold. It's New Year's night, and she's dying. And she's trying to sell matches. She's trying to sell a match for a penny, and no one will buy her match. And she looks into the rooms, into the houses, and she sees through the window people with plenty of food and people warm. And meanwhile, she's outside, shivering in the cold and dying. And she decides she's going to spend this one match just for a moment of light, a moment of warmth. So she lights the match, and in this moment, she has a sense of her grandmother coming to her, and has the closeness of her grandmother. And in that moment, she dies. It's an incredible story. And I've never been a fan of the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. I know probably some of you are, but in this portrayal, this song from the Trans-Siberian Orchestra, which goes with this moment. Who is this child that I have never seen before? Who is this child that I have not seen till this day? Who dares to fall asleep outside my door? If we should wait a while, surely she'll go away. To be involved with this, I don't want to be involved with this, surely would not be wise. For in the final word, she means nothing to me. I learned this trick. We just avoid her eyes. The question is, what does she mean to me? And so we have this sense that civilization has given us roles that make us feel okay about ignoring the plight of another person. I remember when I lived in New York City, there were so many homeless people. There were so many people lying on the sidewalk. You couldn't walk a block in any direction without someone lying on the sidewalk with a coffee cup with pennies in it, just asking silently for help. And I would get so calloused. My heart would be calloused. I would just walk by because there were so many of them. And I would tell myself, well, it's okay. I don't have, I've got a place to go, or I don't have money for each coffee cup. So I started donating to the local shelter, telling myself that guy has a place to go. But in a way, I wasn't living the kindness that Janet was describing, the openness of heart to the suffering of another person. Jesus was kind. We love him for this. Jesus was kind, especially when the rules of his religion told him not to be. And I think we love him even more for that. Healing on the Sabbath, against the rules. Talking to women, against the rules. Offering love, suggesting that God is forgiving of people that have done things that were against the religion. Eating with sinners. All of these things against his religion. All these things against the rules. And showing kindness. He makes the heroes of his stories the people from other cultures who were despised, the Good Samaritan. This would be like telling the story, if you're an American, about an Al-Qaeda soldier who does something kind to another person. It just kind of goes against some rules of patriotism or religiosity to recognize the common humanity of everyone. People who are kind to another person, regardless of their role or regardless of who they are or their station in life, represent to us as there was one group, of course, that Jesus had trouble with. He was not kind to, and these were folks who were religious, who practiced consciously or unconsciously hypocrisy. He loses it with them more than once. You wonder why this would be. And maybe it's because of his mother Mary. His mother Mary, as a pregnant, unwed Jewish girl, probably would have been stoned to death if someone had not shown compassion to her in her village and not insisted that she be put to death as being outside of the realm of kindness. Being kind to others means seeing the light in others, especially when that light is hidden from you. When the Roman centurion, the Romans who are killing people in Galilee right and left, There are no rules. They can kill anyone they want. They eventually put Jesus to death. The Roman centurion comes and says, Jesus, my daughter's sick. Say the word and she will be healed. He doesn't hesitate. Jesus does not hesitate. He shows compassion on him. Some of you may have seen the video I saw of the Black Lives Matter protest where one of the police officers had gotten separated from his line, from his group of police officers. He's stranded, he's alone. And the Black Lives Matter, the protesters that were around him, created a circle facing outward to protect him and to move him along the building so that he could rejoin his fellow officers and be kept safe from harm. Or the police officers who in that protest after George Floyd's death, who knelt in prayer with the protesters, who knelt in honor of George Floyd's life. Democracy can work when we have a sense of our common humanity, when we have a sense of empathy and of kinship for those who we live with may be different from us. Wow, I hope you can hear me in spite of this windstorm. Some of you were very kind to me. I was out riding my bike on Sunday and I rode past the neighbor's house and I saw him taking down his flag that was in support of Donald Trump. And I was so moved by seeing this. This poem came to me just in a flash. And I continued my bike ride, and as soon as I got home, I grabbed some paper and pen and started writing. And I wanted to read this poem to you, not just because of the poem, I think it's an okay poem, but because of what happened next. So I put this poem up on Facebook. Here's the poem. My neighbor took down his Trump flag today. I'm sure it was hard for him. I don't just mean getting the 20-foot ladder out of the garage by himself. I mean, it's hard when you think the world is one way, and then you find out once again that it's another. Just as an aside, I think this is a universal human experience. I'm trying to connect with his sense of loss. I thought about stopping and offering to hold the ladder, but I know this kind of thing is a solitary process. And each person does his own inner grief work at their own pace and in their own way. I expect he will feel something inside as he takes the flag down. A complex feeling, I hope. Not just bitterness and anger. That's too simple for the importance of the cause. Wow. Gods are speaking. But a feeling that's a combination of loss and frustration, tempered by a recognition that we, the people, and I mean all of us, have spoken together. And a willingness to surrender to the idea that unity comes out of the voices of the many. I admire him for taking it down in daylight for all of his neighbors to observe his process. The careful stacking of the yard signs, the leaning of the ladder against the house, the pause before climbing, as if to say, I don't really want to be doing this. And at the same time, the acceptance to hold out any longer makes no sense and would create a wall with his neighbors. And so he climbs rung by rung, feeling something that he might not even have words for, until he reaches the eye hook that holds the flag and cuts the zip tie that attaches it to his hopes and gathers it all up and puts it in a place as yet to be determined. Necessary losses is what Judith Vorst calls them. When you relinquish that thing your ego has fought so hard for, and you surrender the fight to the reality of time and gravity, or the importance of our greater social bonds. My neighbor took down his Trump flag today, and to his credit and to my surprise, since I don't know him well, in its place now hangs the flag of our nation, a testament to his process and a hope for our healing. I lift this up in the context of this idea of kindness for a couple of reasons. One, I think it was the neighbor having kindness towards the rest of the neighborhood to say, I'm not going to fight this. I'm not going to be part of a civil war. I'm going to accept that we are united. And I tried to send an act of kindness out to him in this poem. Some of you may know I put this up on Facebook and immediately started getting posts from people that took offense at what I had written. Such an opportunity to practice kindness in my response to the posts. And I was glad to see that I was able to find empathy for the folks who hated what I had written. I'm okay, I get that. They were angry. And so I gave them as much empathy as I could muster. And in the end, the person who felt so angry softened and at the end asked me how my family was doing because he had felt heard. The comments for the rest of the 2 days on Facebook, there were like over 200 comments, and I don't know, over 80 people had shared this post, not because the poem was so good, but because what they had seen in the conversation, in the comments, and how we arrived at a common place where we could say, hey, how's your family? Yeah, I'm mad about what happened with the election, but how's your family? Friends, there are different ways of practicing kindness. One way to be kind is to open up our eyes and to be active when we see people in need. People are in need not just in material ways, but people are in need in emotional ways. When someone's angry, when someone's bitter, there's a need there that they have that they might not even be able to express well. It's starting to rain. I'm grateful to have shelter. Opening your eyes means opening ourselves to the suffering of other people. A kind word, a smile, opening a door, carrying a heavy load for another person. Well, with that, I'm going to stop. I want to thank you for being with me today. If you've managed to hang in there through this windstorm, maybe this is a nice metaphor for the challenges of the past couple of weeks and the challenges that we have to practice kindness wherever we see someone in need. With that, I'm going to toss the ball back to Janet and look forward to the song from the Masked Marauders. Thank you, Janet.
Thank you, Sky, for sticking it out no matter what the obstacles. You persevered and brought us a wonderful message of kindness and hope. So at this time, we do ask that you support our ministry. You can do that online through our website, unitywv.com. You can drop a check in the mail to the church. But however you choose to support us, either with your time, your talent, or your treasure, we appreciate you. And we ask that you now join us in the offering blessing that shows we are in a flow of giving and receiving. So let's repeat that offering blessing together. Divine love, moving in and through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I give in love, I trust God, and I am grateful. And now over to Ron and Ryan and Jeff.
Here's a song for the post-election environment. It's called Love Can Build a Bridge. 2, 3, 4. I'd gladly walk across the desert with no shoes upon my feet to share with you the last bite of bread I had to eat. I would swim out to save you in your sea of broken dreams. When all your hopes are sinking, let me show you what love means. Love can build a bridge between your heart and mine. Love can build a bridge. Don't you think it's time? Don't you think it's time? I would whisper love so loudly every heart would understand that love and only love can join the tribes of man. I would give my heart's desire so that you might see the first step is to realize it all begins with you and me. And love can build a bridge between your heart and mine. Love can build a bridge. Don't you think it's time? Don't you think it's time? And when we stand together, it's our finest hour. We can do anything, anything, if we keep believing in the power. Love can build a bridge between your heart and mine. Love can build a
Oh, thank you, Ron, Ryan, and Jeff. So at this time, we give thanks for the gifts and offerings that keeps this ministry going. We know that we don't have to be in a building to share our love and our energy and our kindness, for it is the people that make up this church, and we are so grateful for each and every one. So we say thank you for messages that remind us to always be kind. And we say thank you that we are an instrument of love and joy and peace and kindness in this world. And so it is. Amen. Well, I'm going to go to gallery view so I can see how many birthdays we have to celebrate. I know we have Pam Hippler and we have Suzanne Mathis. I know those two. Is there anyone else? I'm looking here, not seeing anyone else. Okay. Oh, Betty.
Betty's hand. Betty.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we
Everybody
have.
can unmute if they'd like.
So we have Pam and Betty and Suzanne. Okay, Rich, I think we can go to Frank's happy birthday and wish happy birthday to Pam, Suzanne, and Betty.
Birthday to you.
And now we will do our peace song and the prayer for protection.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be.
Oh, well, thank you, everyone. So glad you're all here today. Whoops, oops, oops, oops. There we go. Now I can see everybody. I think you can all unmute if you like.
Wow, what a windstorm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did that come through okay?
Oh, yeah. I can see that hammock behind you blowing like crazy.
I know. I was afraid it was going to knock him over. It was going.
Hi, Robert. Hi, Heather. Thanks for being here today. Hi, Vaughn.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Lindsay.
Oh,
Hi, Mary Beth. Hi, Freddie. Hi, Everett.
say hello if you want.
Hello.
Hello.
Where are? I want to be able to see us. There you are.
Betty, happy birthday. That's awesome. Suzanne, happy birthday.
Thank you.
How do you celebrate? How are you celebrating it this year?
I'm planning to try to keep my cherry tomatoes going until my birthday so that I can enjoy eating those.
Oh, what a great idea.
May take lots of blankets.
Ah, yeah, it's colder today.
I wanted to introduce everybody to Heather, my very special friend, and she's coming to us from Mexico. So,
Oh, wow.
Mexico.
Mexico.
Mexico. Wow.
Hola, Heather.
Bienvenidos.
Hola.
Bienvenidos, Heather.
Gracias. Estoy alegre de estar aquí. I'm
Hi.
very happy.
Con mucho gusto.
And I think really lovely. I loved the service. I loved the message. And part of my being here is because of the kindness that the Kessels have shown me. I was their son's wife. And even though that is no longer, they have loved me and kept me in their family. And I think that that is a testament to a kind of love and kindness. I'm not the kin anymore, but they're still.
Oh, wow. Thank you for adding that to the message today.
I always say there's family by blood and there's family by heart. So you are definitely their family by heart.
Yeah, family by origin or family by choice. Yeah, that's awesome. Anyone else care to share something amazing from their heart? It's an incredible experience to be adopted by another family where you just have that sense of connection that outlasts any role that you might have.
I'd just like to add something, if I may.
Go for it, Harry.
Thank you, Heather. I appreciate what your relationship with your former parents-in-law. I have one with a former mother-in-law of mine. I've had it for over 20 years, and she's at 99 years old and still loves me. So that's great. And I love her too.
That's pretty amazing, Harry.
It's a good character witness. I'll say that for all of us.
And Vaughn, I want to thank you for the joke today. Vaughn is keeping me in the jokes, and you're doing a good job. You're muted, Vaughn.
You're muted, Vaughn.
Charles, you're muted. Can you unmute?
Oh, okay. You're welcome, Sky. I'm sorry I sent you so many duds that you had to wade through them until you